everyone, it is Miss Kepley, and I am here with our final lesson on argumentative writing, which is all about conclusion paragraphs. So let's get started. What is a conclusion paragraph? Why do we even have to have it? So the conclusion paragraph restates the main argument. It reminds the reader of your strengths of your key arguments, and it reiterates the most important evidence supporting those arguments. So how do we write it? First, restate. So paraphrase your thesis and main points. Make sure it's different, though, than your introduction paragraph. Don't just rewrite it, restate it. Put it in different words. Make it meaningful. Let your reader know why the topic and your position should be important to them. And then finally, do something I like to call land the plane. So end it with a meaningful thought, one that leaves the reader with a strong impression of your argument. So what's the purpose? Why can't we just stop after our last point? We're done. Why do we have to remind the reader of what our main thesis was? Well, the conclusion paragraph is meant to give a sense of closure and completion to your argument. You want to show that you have covered all of the main points and your thesis is the best position on the issue. You know, Jack in the Box, there's like dun 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 dun. If we just stop there, you want it to finish, right? You want the Jack in the Box to pop out of the box and you want the music to finish. That's like inside of us. So your reader is going to want you to finish your paper. Have you ever stopped a song before the end of it? And it's like, you're like, oh, this is awful because your brain wants it to be finished. That's why we have a conclusion paragraph. Some important notes about conclusion paragraphs. 1, don't introduce any new information in your conclusion. Your goal is just to summarize what you've already explained in the body paragraphs. Don't be like putting in some fancy statistics in there. That should go somewhere in your body paragraphs. So no new information. Evidence and quotations should only be used in the body paragraphs. Avoid introducing new facts in the conclusion. As you can see, that's super important. No new information. And finally, make sure the conclusion has a confident tone. So you want to stay away from phrases like, I hope you like my essay, or, well, this is the way I see it, but I might be wrong. No, be confident that's your position. You just spent all these paragraphs explaining why that's your position. Be confident in it. So here's 3 steps for an effective conclusion. First, make it meaningful to the reader. Ask yourself, why would they care about this topic? And then answer that with a sentence in your conclusion. Bring your reader full circle. Reference ideas or themes you discussed in the introduction. So if you told a story or introduced your topic with a great hook that included a statistic or fact, try to bring it back around in your conclusion paragraph. Don't rewrite it, just reference it. And then finally, include a brief summary of the paper's main points, but don't repeat things that were in the paper. Rephrase it, put it in stronger vocabulary, stronger words. So let's look at this conclusion. We're going to highlight the sentence that helps you understand the author's claim. And how did the author make the conclusion meaningful for the reader? If you have the guided notes that go along with this, you can write this on the paper, or if you have the Google Slides, you can do it on your Google slide and answer in the speaker notes. If you're following along with just the YouTube video, just pause and try to figure out the author's claim and how they made it meaningful. Let's read it. In conclusion, it is essential that we support the nation's children by providing funding for pre-kindergarten programs. Only in this way can we provide valuable learning environments children need during their early childhood development. Through these programs, the seeds of future success will be planted. It is an investment that will pay off long-term when our children become successful and productive members of society. So pause and see if you can figure out the author's claim and how they made it meaningful. All right, we're back. So the authors claim, well, it says right here, in conclusion, it is essential that we support the nation's children by funding pre-kindergarten programs. That makes me think that this is, I'm going to change that color. That makes me think that this is their claim. This is what they think, that we should have funding for pre-K programs. And so then they go on to say, only in this way can we provide valuable learning environments. So what they did, or what this author did here, is that they made it meaningful by the reader by showing how children, maybe their children, can become successful and productive members of society by going to a pre-K program. And don't we want all children to have that option? So that's what the author is saying here. Don't we want all children to be successful and productive? If so, then you should consider funding. So they kind of related to their emotional side, especially if they have kids. That is how you write an argumentative essay. I hope you have enjoyed this unit, have learned from it. Again, if you would like more practice with conclusion paragraphs, check out the links below where you can get all of the guided notes, the practice activities, and everything else that goes with this lesson. And until next time, bye.